Hi, thanks so much for joining me. Today we are featuring all of my skin tints and tinted moisturizers. If you'd like to see that, please keep watching. Thank you so much for the recommendation because I did purchase a lot of skin tints and tinted moisturizers last year. I thought this would be a great opportunity to revisit those purchases and then try them on for you. So I will try on every skin tint and tinted moisturizer that I have on for you on my face. And if I have two shades in the same product, I will try those on side by side for you in case you're trying to make a decision. We'll try them all on and then I'll use one and do this complexion look. I used one of them for this and show you kind of how we came up with this. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go with this. And this is something I'm trying to decide on. I do have a tester of it, but we can maybe decide together. It's the CC Cream by Chanel in Beige 40. So let's give this a try. I don't have any, actually I don't even have moisturizer on. I just cleaned my face from another video. I just took off my base here. And I'll just go through these without powdering and then we can take a look at them. Okay, this looks a little bit light. I probably would need a deeper shade. Let's see the finish. It looks much lighter on the camera than it does in real life here. It does have a fragrance to it. It feels like a gel going on though, the texture of it. I think this would have been better in the winter for me. Yeah, it's very light. That's funny because the Sublimage L'Essence de Teint is in B40, the same shade coating, but it's actually works, this one. But I'm looking at myself here in the mirror, like the regular mirror, and I feel like, I don't know what the sunscreen is here, let's see. And I'm wondering if that is having an effect, the sunscreen. So this is interesting though. It says it's one tinted moisturizer, so it is a tinted moisturizer, 5 superpowers, evens, moisturizes, corrects, protects, illuminates. I really like a couple of words they said in there. There are actually 3 words in there. I like evening, correcting, and protecting. It says it combines skincare benefits with a long-wearing medium to full coverage makeup effect and a glowing finish. So I think the finish is glowing. I would say yes, it's glowing. Maybe the wrong shade. A more luminous, healthy complexion. After 1 month of use, the enhanced formula helps to correct signs of aging, improve skin's texture, and visibly reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Day after day, skin appears healthier with natural looking radiance. Okay, well, it is moisturizing. I would need to set this. It still feels a little bit like there's moisture there, so it does need to be set, at least for me. I don't know on dry skin, I have combo skin. This is something I would be willing to look into if I could find the right shade. I feel like skin tints and tinted moisturizers are hard to find, but let me see if I can find a good shade match for you in one of the other Chanel products so that if you are this shade, at least I can help you find out what that is. But you can see though, there is some pretty substantial coverage, like I'm not seeing, well, I think because it's so light, I'm not seeing much discoloration under there. Now this one, I have 2 shades. So what I'll do if I have 2 shades, this might be the only one that I have 2 shades, but I'll try them on for you side by side so that you can see. This is the La Mer, the Radiant Skin Tint Broad Spectrum SPF 30. There's a light medium that I didn't pick up because I got a little bit frustrated that I picked up light, which I think was recommended to me by a La Mer representative. Don't quote me on that, but I think someone tried to help me with this, but it's not the right shade. And then I have medium, which is actually, it might be okay right now, so let's see. We'll put light on, but I liked the finish on this. It's very gel-like in terms of the texture and the feel when applied, so it applies really smoothly for me. Now the reviews seemed kind of all over the place with this one, from the shade to the finish, but the finish works really well for me. That's the only reason I was willing to purchase another one to try to get a better shade match. And then we have here medium, which just had a little bit of peach. You can see it's a better, maybe that is the right shade right now. Okay, maybe medium is the shade to go with. I am a little bit more tan right now too, so that might be why. So this one really does absorb well into my skin. It's not sitting on top like the Chanel one. felt like it had a layer on top still. This one doesn't feel like that. I'm just using a cleansing balm to clean my face and then not toning or moisturizer or anything. I'm just going straight with this product. I haven't tried this one in a while. This one's pretty good, actually. So we have the light and the medium. It says it's a refreshing veil of color that delivers instant radiance and a more even healthy looking tone. Skin takes on a brighter appearance. Fine, dry lines are plumped with hydration as signs of fatigue are visibly diminished. And I don't have any concealer. I mean, I have some under my eyes still left over from earlier, but I think it does a pretty good job of evening out the skin tone. Okay, next, my face is feeling kind of dry from all the washing, but we got the Just Skin Tinted Moisturizer SPF 15 by Chantecaille. Did I say this is in tan? This is in tan. Now, out of all of my, oh, interesting. Usually this is a little bit too deep for me. That's how tan I am. Out of all of them, I feel like this is most like a moisturizer, like the texture of it, the feel of it. I'll list whether they're chemical or physical or both in terms of their properties. This dries down really nicely, but not in a way that's like sitting on your skin. It really absorbs nicely. Interesting. It seems even a little bit light for my forehead, so it definitely bronze with this one. This has a little bit less coverage though than say the La Mer. I feel like that one had more coverage. This one's a lighter coverage than that one. And then it was really hard to tell with the Chanel what the coverage was because it was just so off in terms of the shade. In terms of comfort and absorbing into the skin, I think this one does that the best out of all the ones I just tried. Yeah, and this very much a moisturizer kind of feeling. Exceptionally versatile 3-in-1 formula represents a new approach to foundation. Designed for men and women, oh, that's interesting they say foundation. Designed for men and women as a unique skin perfector, it provides excellent skin smoothing coverage and sun protection. Although it's 15, so I definitely would want more than that. Smooth, velvety, extraordinarily lightweight texture with a unique blend of thyme and butterfly bush extract for powerful antioxidant benefits. This one is crafted in Japan. This is the most comfortable so far of all the ones I've tried back to back. I think it's what you would expect from a tinted moisturizer. Yeah, I think this one absorbs the best. We've got the Tom Ford, let's see, Glow Tinted Moisturizer SPF 15, and I have mine in Tawny, which is the same shade, oh my gosh, my skin's so dry now, the same shade as the stick foundation, Traceless, whatever that's called, the Traceless foundation stick, that one. But the shades are not the same. This is darker, but now that I have a tan, maybe it's gonna work. That's one of the reasons I haven't used it, because it was too dark. So let's see. This feels a bit like the La Mer, like a gel kind of texture. It's good for me to try these side by side because I've never done this actually. Oh, it's a little bit dark, I can see. But it has more of a, like an orangey tone to it. The La Mer has like a, on me is more of a grayish tone. So I do like the undertone here better. It matches my forehead really well, so maybe it's one I would use to adjust other tinted moisturizers. Yeah, I feel like this one actually matches my forehead really well. So if your skin tone is the shade of my forehead, this is a good match. This, but a shade or two lighter would have been good. Infused with hyaluronic acid and jojoba oils for nourishing hydration, this weightless, smooth finish tinted moisturizer evens out your skin tone and signs of aging, including spots, lines, and wrinkles. Oh, I don't know about that. I can still see my spots. Re-texturized and firm, your skin is left flawless and protected from the harmful effects of the sun. Now this only has SPF 15. So I wouldn't rely on 15. I would have to put something under it or something over it. I don't know. 15, I know it's not enough for me. So I'm looking at the reviews here. I don't know, I didn't talk about this in the other ones, but let's see what the reviews say. Some people really like this one and some people didn't work for it. I feel like tinted moisturizers are kind of like that. Like either people find their holy grail of tinted moisturizers or they really don't like them. So they seem to be more extreme with tinted moisturizers, like a finicky kind of product. I know these are not technically tinted moisturizers. Actually, I don't even know what category they fall into, but I thought I'd try these side by side since I have them and I know you have questions about the Waterfresh Tint. I guess it's less of a foundation and more of a skin tint. We'll try medium and medium plus just so you can see them side by side on my face. This one dried down nicely, but has also an element of hydration that I really like. We'll see how moisturizing it is because like I said, I just clean my face. I don't tone or anything. I'm just removing the makeup. So let's go in with medium on this side. And I'm going to use my SHISEIDO brush to help break up these particles. This does come with a brush. I don't know where it is. Nice cooling effect on the skin. And then you can just see how sheer the coverage is. So you can see it is definitely too light for me right now. The medium. Great shade for the winter though. So now we have medium plus. And that actually did hydrate nicely. So if you don't need that much hydration, that was a nice kind of refreshing, actually cooling feeling on the skin. And it definitely doesn't feel as dry as it did. A complexion tint that is a first for Chanel, featuring pigment micro droplets that deliver a water fresh sensation. That's what I was feeling. It's very fresh feeling and a radiant, healthy looking glow. It says for a luminous makeup result, you can apply it under foundation, or for a natural looking bare skin effect, apply all over starting at the center of your face, working outward. Apply the formula over foundation any time of the day, which is what I love to do. I love doing that when it starts to get, especially in the hotter weather, it really just brings everything back together. It doesn't say anything about using it as a moisturizer though, so I think it really depends on your skin type. So I thought I would just show you those side by side, what the difference is, because I think you can see it's definitely too light for me right here, the medium right now, versus the medium plus. Medium plus is definitely the right shade. Okay, so I'm gonna choose one of these and then we'll do a look. I mean, I kind of have makeup on right now, but we'll adjust it and make it kind of glowy and summery. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray with a little bit of the Rose de May Rose Water. Immediately my skin feels so much better having a little bit of that relief on there. And then we're gonna go in with the Just Skin Tinted Moisturizer and let's build a look around that. And I chose this because I think it's the most traditional tinted moisturizer that I have. And it really is the one that absorbed, okay. The only thing I think that could make this better is more SPF. And just a little bit more warmth would be good. Actually, I forgot, I will mix it with the Radiance Elixir sometimes. I'm just gonna put that up in the front. I'm gonna use the lip that I was asked about as well. Okay, I'm gonna go underneath with the Camoflauge Stylo in 4C. This time we're using Real Skin Plus 4C. Okay, let's try this out. We won't use all Chantecaille, we'll just use some Chantecaille. But I did want to, ooh, my hair. I did want to try this, the Aqua Blush in Red Ginger by Chantecaille. And this is, I think, really hard to find now. So I think it was limited edition if you wanted it. So I think I found it in a couple places. So I'll list it below. But it's got a cooling sensation on application, which I think is interesting. And this does work. I tried this over powder just to experiment. It doesn't work well over powder. It works well directly on either no makeup or on something like a foundation or a tinted moisturizer or a skin tint. But we'll do something kind of easy just because I feel like tinted moisturizer calls for an easier makeup look. Oh, by the way, this does disturb the concealer a little bit in the front. So if you're intending on applying this on top of a concealer or something that you need to make sure it stays in place, I would avoid using that in that area or maybe choose a different blush. But we're gonna go in with the Perfect Blur Powder, Chantecaille, of course. So even though it's a tinted moisturizer, I do finish with a powder. We're gonna go in though with a bronzer. I was trying to think of something nice and glowy, and I haven't used this in a while and I love it. It's the SISLEY bronzer. I'm gonna use my mini Chantecaille Buff and Blur brush for this. This bronzer has a beautiful warmth to it. Now I didn't use a moisturizer underneath or an SPF, but I would pair this with an SPF in real life, just because 15, like I said, is not enough for me. You know, something that I think is super glowy too, especially if you feel like the color's off, and this is another thing that's almost gone. I think I found it at Blue Mercury, if it's still there. Limited edition La Mer, it's called the bronzing powder, and I have the La Mer brush, which I love using with this. So I just swirl it around like this, and I use it as a finishing, oh, you can tell I've used it a lot. I use it as a finishing powder. So I'd like to just dust this on the perimeter, kind of blends everything together, and then really lightly just all over. So I think that's what gives it a nice glow, especially my forehead. So you can see it's got that glow. Pretty. I'm gonna do that to my cheeks too. Wish this was a permanent item. Yeah, let's use the highlighter in here because I think it's so pretty, even though it's kind of mixed up with everything else right now. Yeah, that's really pretty. I'm gonna spray this with just a mist of the, except I feel like this other one does a better job. Hold on. For a little extra glow, because I feel like I put a lot of powders on, I'm gonna spray this. Let's see if I get super shiny, but it's the Chantecaille Pure Rose Water. And I feel like this one has a better spray on it than the Big Glass. Just to bring back a little bit of that moisture. I'm gonna go in with a lip that I was asked about. I don't think I ever, like I said, answered the question, but I'm gonna go in with what that combination. Let me see if I can find it. It's the Chantecaille Lip Veil. I think this is the perfect glowy lip. Let's go in with this. I used the other one, the pink one. I don't remember the name, I'll list it below, but we're gonna use Lucky today. It's this shade, it's got a little bit of peach in it. And then I do just want to do something to the eye. Let me see, what can we do? I know it's not glowy, but let's go in with this kind of all over the lid and see how that looks. So we're taking this shade right here, all over the lid. Oh, that's pretty. By the way, that's the original eye that I had on. It was Blurry Mauve. Wow, this is a really pretty color. Take this brush. Okay, gosh, take another brush. Let's take a little bit of that La Mer. I love the highlight on there. Let's take a little bit of that on the lid. And then let me do something with my hair. That's why I chose this one, because it is the most comfortable out of all of the ones that I have. It really does behave like a tinted moisturizer, absorbs well into the skin. And I'm really happy with the shade match, because at first that shade was too deep for me, and also, as you can see, pulls a little bit cool, but I think warming it up with things like the blush, the bronzer, and then that bronzing powder. So this is the last chance to buy that powder if you would like it, because like I said, I think I only found it on one site, so I will list that below. But I am so happy I have it. I don't think I'll buy a backup because I'm sure something else lovely will come along, but I will also be comparing other products in the future to this one, because I think it's a really, really beautiful one and one of my favorite finishing bronzing type powders. So if you don't pick that one up, I'm sure something in the future will come around, but if you did want that particular one, I will leave all the information below. So quickly, like I said, I loved this, that's why I picked this one. As you know, I love this for many reasons, but I feel like this covers a lot of bases. So in terms of the SkinTint Tinted Moisturizer realm, beyond that, I would probably go with the La Mer. Again, I've seen reviews on this all over the place, but I would go with a medium. I really do like how it dried down nicely. I feel like the Tom Ford one, it does dry down, but it has like a shinier finish to it. So it depends on what you want. Probably your skin type has a lot to do with it. But like I said, I just feel like tinted moisturizers and skin tints are amongst the most difficult to shade match because there's SPF in them. And then I did pick this up, and I'm waiting for the other one because I picked up medium, and this might be a really practical one, but I also ordered tan, so I'm waiting for that to come in, and I want to use all of my SPF together. So let me know if you want to see that video, because that really is a very practical daily kind of thing that I use, just because I'm so protective of my skin in the sun. So I rely on pretty heavy duty SPF. but I thought this was a really beautiful look for a tinted moisturizer. But let me know what your go-tos are for tinted moisturizers, skin tints, and SPF for the summer. So if you have a tinted, actually one of you let me know that you really liked this. So that's one of the reasons I picked this up. So let me know what your go-tos are for the summer. I generally avoid foundation in the summer just because it does get so hot. I rely on concealers. However, when I do go to more coverage, the next step is tinted moisturizers and skin tints. So I'm glad I took these all out so I can start using them again. But that's it for today's video, so please take care of each other. Stay well. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.